In 1155 BC, Egypt stood at the height of its power under Ramesses III, a pharaoh who had defended his kingdom against invaders and built monuments that still awe us today. But as he entered his 32nd year of rule, something was terribly wrong in the royal palace. Whispers moved through the corridors, and in the secluded women's quarters, a plot was taking shape that would target the most powerful man in Egypt. What began as palace gossip would soon become a conspiracy that threatened to tear the kingdom apart. The shadows of the harem grow longer, whispering secrets that could shatter a dynasty. But before we uncover the final, chilling truth, make sure to like and subscribe for more dark, twisted tales from history's depths. Now back to the plot that sealed a pharaoh's fate. Ramesses III wasn't just any pharaoh. He was the last great ruler of Egypt's new kingdom, a military genius who had repelled the sea peoples in epic battles. His reign brought stability and prosperity, but it also created dangerous tensions within his own household. The pharaoh had multiple wives and concubines in his harem, each vying for influence and hoping their sons would inherit the throne. In this competitive environment, one woman watched with growing desperation as her son remained overlooked. Her name was Ti, and she would become the architect of a plot that would shock the ancient world. Ti, a secondary wife of Ramesses III, had a son named Pharaoh who she believed deserved the throne over the designated heir. But how could a woman confined to the harem challenge the pharaoh's decision? She began quietly recruiting allies, palace officials, guards, and even other women in the harem. The conspiracy grew slowly, hidden behind the normal routines of palace life. Messages were passed during religious ceremonies, plans were discussed in coded language, and everyone involved knew the stakes. Success meant power beyond imagination, but failure meant certain death. The plotters needed one crucial element: access to the pharaoh himself. As the conspiracy reached its final stages, the plotters devised a method to reach the pharaoh. They would use magic spells and poisoned food, ancient methods of assassination that could be disguised as illness or misfortune. Court documents later revealed that they obtained magical wax figures and enchanted substances meant to weaken Ramesses III. But the most chilling detail emerged from medical examinations centuries later. The pharaoh's mummy showed a deep cut across his throat. The conspiracy wasn't just about poisoning. It involved direct, violent action. Yet somehow the attack didn't immediately kill the king, creating confusion about what happened next. After the attack on Ramesses III, chaos erupted in the palace. The pharaoh survived long enough to order an investigation, and what followed was one of history's first documented trials. Over 40 people were accused, from harem women to high officials. The trial records, preserved on papyrus, reveal shocking details. Confessions extracted under duress, names named in desperation, and a web of betrayal that reached deep into the royal court. But even as justice was carried out with executions and forced suicides, questions remained. Did all the conspirators face punishment? And what happened to Ti and her son Pharaoh? The official records tell one story, but modern discoveries suggest another. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. For centuries, historians believed the conspiracy failed, and Ramesses III died of natural causes shortly after. But in 2012, CT scans of his mummy revealed the truth: that deep throat wound was fatal. The pharaoh was assassinated. Even more shocking, the mummy showed his son Pharaoh was buried nearby as a royal rebel, forced to take his own life after the plot failed. But the biggest twist comes from DNA analysis. Pharaoh wasn't Ramesses III's biological son. Ti had been involved with another man, and the entire conspiracy was based on a son who had no legitimate claim to the throne. The last great pharaoh was killed for a lie. The harem conspiracy against Ramesses III reveals how even the most powerful rulers can be vulnerable to betrayal from within. What began as a mother's ambition for her son ended with a pharaoh murdered and a kingdom shaken. Modern science has uncovered truths hidden for millennia, but questions remain. Why did it take so long to discover the assassination? Were there other conspirators who escaped justice? What do you think really happened in those final days in the palace? Share your theories in the comments below.